Welcome back, baby! Backward Star Boys are back again for Season 2, which is actually Season 3.
You're getting better, at least.
Yeah, well, that was my summer break resolution. You know, you make a summer resolution.
No, I don't know that, but go on. What was it?
Just smash Wabu's dick with the most killer bitchin' nar intros that ever existed.
That was it to you?
Yeah.
That was the most killer bitchin' nar intro that ever existed.
You better believe it.
Season 3, Episode 21, Part 2.
So episode 22.
What's it? Oh, I didn't look at it. Oh, Razor.
Razor Part 2.
Razor Part 2. New season, new tub lord. What's good? Welcome to Backward Star Galactica.
I'm Jesse. That's Wilder, and we're here to tell you all about it.
If for some reason you're just listening right now and you missed the first season of just pure award-winning podcasting, this is a show where we watch Backward Star.
Yeah. See, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Okay. Well, look, I haven't had to practice it 21 times already. We're watching Battlestar Galactica in reverse chronological order. This is the season finale of Season 3. It's hard to talk, though, you know? You ever think about that? How hard it is to just talk and say the thing you mean to say? Think about how good at talking some people are. Like, remember that guy, Barry O, the guy who was in charge of us for a while, and still is, in my opinion?
Oh, yeah, Barack Obama.
He was good at talking.
I really had to cipher through the language you were using, yes.
He was good at talking, huh? He never messed up.
Nah, not at once. He didn't mess up.
I could barely say one sentence, and I'm stumbling and bumbling.
Yeah.
New character.
A shitload
Australian Asian girl.
Yeah.
Kendra Shaw. Her name is Kendra Shaw because she is my wife.
Okay.
My wife.
Oh.
And
boy. We shouldn't do another season. We should have stopped. This is it. We should have stopped doing this podcast, and this is
we got
how you
Kane.
know.
That's another new character.
Yep.
No.
We got new old tub lord.
And an old is correct, because god damn, that's an old tub lord right there.
Yeah.
Tub lord was not in our tub lord. Tub lord the first was not in this episode. Did you notice that?
Oh, let me give you a couple of hits. Tub lord, not in the episode. President, not in the episode.
Wrong.
Saul,
she was in the episode.
Okay, very briefly. Saul, where are you,
not
Saul?
Not in the episode. And best of all,
no Gaius.
I want and a 2 and a 3. No Gaius.
Okay. I didn't know we were doing that.
That was the audience participation part.
I know that we need to get into new characters and whatnot, but I do think I was very confused by the lack of Saul, because it's not like he gets instated in the last
I did not understand, well, mostly anything, but specifically I didn't understand the fucking timeline of this episode. There was a flashback and there was present day, and I had absolutely no idea which was which.
And most of it didn't take place on the namesake ship, correct?
Almost none of it did. I think none of it did.
So maybe that's why Saul isn't there, but why is Adama there? Just because...
I don't know. They were on the Pegasus.
Right. We can't even get the ship.
We can't even
get the ship. We're 5 episodes in or some shit.
But they're throwing new ships at us.
Oh god. What was it called? Unicorn?
You forget already?
What's it called?
Pegasus.
I just Unicorn
said it.
is the same shit.
It isn't. Does a Pegasus have a horn?
I think so.
No, Pegasus can fly, but it doesn't have a horn. Pegasi, excuse me.
I'm gonna look it up.
I would think.
You keep talking, I'm gonna look it up.
Well, here's the part where I talk about Pegasus.
They don't have a horn.
The original Pegasus. Oh, good. I don't have to continue whatever I was about to do.
Yeah.
As far as shit list goes, I got one for you. Give me an L. Give me an E. Give me an E. What's that spell? Lee can get fucked in this episode. He's being a little crying little baby ass nerd. Seems like his acting got worse.
Well,
or I guess got better.
Better, which would make more sense. Do you think, something I was thinking about, there's a scene at the end of this episode with Lee and Adama where they're kind of having a little fart to fart, and Adama says, you know, you don't have kids so you wouldn't understand, but when you look at them in the eyes, you see your own reflection. And all I could think about was, we know that Edward James Olmos' actual son is on the show. He must have tested for this role, right? For the role of Lee. He must have.
Probably. And they're probably like, you're too ugly, boy.
Yeah, damn, boy. I think it's so ugly.
Yeah, you know the producers of Battlestar Galactica. Boy, get over here, boy.
Boy,
too ugly, boy.
You are ugly.
Woo! John, get in here. Look at this. Look how ugly this motherfucker is.
Beat the shit out of him with an ugly stick. God damn.
But you can still have a part. You could play hot dog.
Yeah, you play the ugly little hot dog boy.
Let's write a character named Hot Dog. The ugly hot dog boy.
What's he look like? Oh, the ugly little hot dog. The hot dog fell into the grill on the charcoals and
oh god,
and is all toasted and burnt.
Hey,
and
come here, boy.
wrinkly.
We're not gonna let you on the show, but guess what? We're writing you a special character.
Yeah.
His name is the ugly little hot dog boy. And you could play him. Does that make you feel better? You fucking freak.
Here are all your lines for the entire series written on a Post-it note, because that's all it needs.
Oh god. Look, Hollywood's brutal. And then we got a Hoshi sighting.
Hoshi pops his ugly little zit head up in there.
Come on, I love Hoshi. I just love saying it.
We also got what's her dead face? What's her name that died that builds the bomb when they're on the boat on the ship?
What?
Who's rigging the bomb? Isn't it the lady that died that got blasted in that one episode, had a very unceremonious death? What's her name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
It's the woman trying to build the trigger for the nuke, and she can't.
I don't really remember that part.
Oh God, you suck.
Maybe I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe
you got
this
a leaderboard?
was hard to follow. I do have a leaderboard. Eddie J. One, because I think like his acting was legitimately very good in this episode.
Okay.
And two, I just like that he's like fucking ain't taking shit.
Yeah.
I love his little dressing down of Lee at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Maybe like you don't. I'm gonna say that line that you already said, but with a different inflection.
Okay.
Because the way I heard it was, maybe you don't understand because you don't have kids. It was like, you fucking little ass bitch.
Yeah, you impotent little fuck.
You don't have kids because you ain't using that dick of yours.
Yeah. Didn't I bless you with this big ass dick? What you doing with it?
Nothing. You ain't doing nothing with it. But Dad, he's the son from King of the Hill.
He's Hank Hill.
Well, how come you're not using that dick, Bobby?
I love that. I know that you have not watched all. Like, how much King of the Hill have you watched? And you're doing this
I've watched a good amount of King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
I like King of the Hill.
All right.
No, I'm a big Mike Judge fan. Like, even his dumb stuff, I love.
Okay.
I always liked King of the Hill better than The Simpsons, actually.
My leaderboard is Starbuck. I thought this was like, she wasn't crazy. Like, I don't like crazy Starbuck. Looney Bird Starbuck is not. It's no bueno for me. Like, I don't like the character. I think that she's not good. The actress is not good at doing that. Like, it doesn't do.
Yeah,
good.
it's a little much.
But this episode I thought was cool. Like, she catches fucking Shaw just like doing heroin, maybe? Unclear.
Oh, I didn't understand that part at all.
What that was, we'll get into that maybe a little bit later. But
yeah,
her whole interaction there was really good. Like, her interactions, like her in action sequences, like she's a legitimately not horrible like action type person. Like, she's good
Agreed.
at like yelling over gunfire and like looking very intense during battle scenes.
Oof,
like,
that one part was spooky.
what you talking about? Where
when they open that room and they find the people in it.
Oh yeah, just chained up.
And there's like severed hands.
Yeah, no, that was spooky as hell. And she gets a little overboard in that, where she's like, she screams, "Get him out of there!" And then like 10 seconds later,
and then they start to do it. Yeah, they're starting like getting him out.
As they're unshackling them, get him out of there. And then my shit list is gonna be Kane and Shaw, because they kill a bunch of civil, like, objectively.
I didn't
really
understand that plot at all.
No.
But I do understand that, like, I feel like that's the reason that Shaw ends up killing herself, is because she has that guilt.
Yeah, that was definitely it. And that's like why at the end of the episode, Eddie James is like, We got to give her a post-mortem, like an award. And Lee's like, yeah, but she killed a bunch of civilians. And I'm sort of on Lee's side in this one. Like, she did do, like, they had a lot of the, like, Nazi defense of, like, well, we're just following orders. And I was like, yeah, but what are these orders where you're just going to shoot the literal order was kill their families if they refuse to come. And I didn't really get why. Like, there's not a whole, they don't really talk, but I think that's probably because we didn't see the part 1 of this episode or the 45 episodes that came before it. So maybe there's some exposition there that would help us do that. Did you like that this wasn't the Nebula episode?
I didn't.
And this is at the end of a 2-parter, so the one before it is definitely not the Nebula episode. So when is the Nebula episode?
I don't fucking know, man.
They've been teasing it for 26 episodes. And they haven't mentioned this person Kane or this person Shaw since this episode. They've mentioned Nebula like 100 fucking times. Why is this happening?
Doesn't season 4, episode 1 start with Starbuck and Tublord in some ships yelling at each other?
Yeah, I thought so. And
So
she comes back. That's the episode where she comes back and they're like, no, you've been gone for like 8 months. So what?
I don't understand.
I don't. And she's on the ship. Like, she's talking to Lee. She's like, I asked for a transfer to the Galactica. And they're like flirting, which I also don't understand because it made it sound like
Is she not dating Tublord? Is she not married to Tublord?
I don't fucking know, dude. Where are half the people? Where was Galen? Hello? Where are anyone in this episode?
Hello? Where's Galen?
Where's Galen? Where are any of the final 5, I guess? Maybe they're off doing Nebula stuff? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. This was a hard one, huh?
Well, the actual plot of the episode wasn't overly difficult. I just don't understand how it fits into what happened in last season. Like, it feels like we're watching a different show. There was like half of the characters I'd never even seen before.
It was like a weird spin-off.
Yes. It was like Fear the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. You hear that?
God. Yeah, I hear it. Thank God.
You hear it with your ears?
Yeah, I hear my horn ears hear the horns.
Ah, McGrath, what do your horn ears hear?
Horns.
Today's is brought to you by all of the chefs who have ever beaten Bobby Flay on Beat Bobby Flay.
Ooh, okay, I like that. So
Beaten?
there's what, 4 of them?
Beat or beaten?
Bought.
Who have beat
They
Bobby
bought
Flay.
Bobby Flay.
Beaten was wrong. I said the wrong thing.
Defeated, how about?
All of the chefs who have slain Bobby Flay.
Yes.
I still did it wrong though. Have slayed.
Hath
slain. All who having to have slain Bobby Flay.
How much of this podcast, what percentage of the entire podcast is us trying to figure out how to speak words?
Easy, 90%.
Okay, so everyone give me some context for this Booby Flay situation.
So there is a program on the Food Network, in case you haven't watched it. It's called Beat Bobby Flay, where the object of the game is 2 chefs come on, they fight each other to see which one's better, and then that person challenges Bobby Flay to their own thing that they're the best at making. Bobby is not aware of what it is ahead of time, according to the lore of the show, and they try to beat him at the thing that they do best. And they almost never do.
Yeah, he's got twice as many victories as he does losses, which is an insane thing.
And it seems like it's got to be more. Because he must lose one of every 10 challenges.
There are what blows my mind is there are times, and again, like, who knows if it's true or not, maybe Booby's just like hamming it up. But there are times when they'll be like, okay, Bobby, I'm going to face you in this challenge where we are going to make, and then they name like a soup that Bobby has never made before and eaten once or like heard of. He doesn't even, he's like, I've never had it. It's just, I know that it's like a soup with like duck. And
so I'm just going to throw in some piquillo peppers and some brown butter.
Yeah, we're going to get some chili. I'm going to throw a chili relleno in there and then win. And then win.
It's unbelievable. And then, like, it's rare when chefs beat them, but most of these dumbass chefs they challenge him to things that, like, how you think you're going to be better than Bob, like fucking burger or whatever.
Right.
Or, like, someone challenge him to pulled pork. Like, you're not going to beat him at that shit. The only times he loses is when it's something like falafel.
Right.
Or something that he can't really pull off. So every now and then, a star rises above. And I just want to give a special shout out to all of those who can take down the fucking Terminator that is Bobby Flay.
I mean, just to throw it back even further, his show before beat Bobby Flay, which, by the way, it doesn't appear, there appears to be no prize for beating Bobby Flay other than
there is not, but
glory.
It is immense. I mean, but big glory.
Yeah, it's
you don't need a prize. That's money can't buy that.
And that's crazy because Chopped is like a rigorous competition where you're cooking 3 rounds of food and there are several competitors and there's like a very strict time limit and there are 3 judges. And that has a cash prize. And I'm sure at the meeting they were like, well, what's the prize going to be? And Bobby like chuckled. And he was like, if we have to give out a prize, if we get to that, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't plan on fucking losing. And then they just never came up with a prize because the prize is you get like one of Bobby's teeth to put on your necklace of slain chefs. But before this show, he had Throwdown with Bobby Flay, which he did a surprise attack. He would just pop into your town, into your little town, and you like sometimes it wasn't.
He was like an invasion. It was like a disaster movie.
Yes, and a lot of times it was like these little mom and pop restaurants that were like, we got the best chili this side of the Mason-Dixon, and he'd be like, watch it, bitch, and then kick their face in. But
exactly.
Sometimes it was like not even a restaurant. It was like, oh, my Meemaw's been making biscuits for our church events for 35 years. Nobody beats Meemaw's biscuits. And he's like, oh, Meemaw, and then he just drags his thumb across his throat.
He just walks into the town square with a cowbell. Boom, boom. Where you at, Meemaw?
He takes one of her biscuits and nails it to the signpost in the center of town as warning of his arrival.
Or like this like very out of shape messenger comes up and he's like, Meemaw, you've got one day. Bobby Flay is coming.
He's one day's ride away.
And then he dies. He dies in her arms. He just escaped Bobby Flay's death camp.
Oh, God. He is the harbinger of death. That's him.
Agreed. He's the harbinger of death for sure. Oh, hey, you see that?
Yep.
You see that? A brand new segment.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh. A one time only.
As good as your Greek gods one.
It will be worse. It will be worse than the Greek gods one. Which I can't even remember if I cut out of that episode, so you might not know what I'm talking about. Oh boy, here comes an even worse segment. It is called "Let's Talk About People That Have Been Named Shaw in Movies and TV."
No, this isn't a segment, you idiot!
Yes, it is. Welcome one and welcome all. Do you have any favorite fictional Shaws?
No, man. No, I don't.
Let's talk about them because they're all usually pretty dope, except for good old Kendra Shaw.
Yeah.
Who was a real kind of character. We got Daniel Shaw from Chuck. Great character. Played by Brandon Routh. A dreamboat. You ever think about how fucking hot Brandon Routh is?
Nah.
We got William Shaw from Cutthroat Island.
Okay.
Matthew Modine.
What is that?
Playing Cutthroat Island? Ooh, bad movie. We got Jerry Shaw, of course. Shia LaBeouf's character from Eagle Eye.
Yes, the beef.
And last but not least, we have Mary Shaw, who makes killer puppets in some movie that I haven't seen.
So this was your segment.
Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. And I just thought, if your name is Shaw out there, just be proud.
Cool.
Did you know that's not really that? Oh, it is my real last name, but did you know it wouldn't? It's not what my real last name should be.
What is it?
My grandfather Thank God. Changed it from Schwartzberg. Bless up, because I am not about that life of lugging this Jew-ass last name around with me everywhere I go.
Oh boy, Schwartzberg is
fucking
a tough
Schwartzberg.
One. Did he change it? I don't want to sound...
He changed it to... Yeah, no, he changed it to not sound as Jewish.
Okay,
because of all of racism and stuff.
Right, no, I'm glad that you said that.
Did you... I was like, no, he just changed it because it was too long. What do you mean? Yeah, no. Did he change it so he wouldn't sound so fucking Jewish all the time?
You know what's great? I mean, it's not great. It's horrible. Is that I feel like that's a fairly common thing with Jewish folk. Not common, but definitely more common than other.
We prefer the term filthy Jews.
I will not do that one, but I feel like that's fairly common, and like rightfully so, because at that point in time they were the most prosecute, like it just was like crazy. Irish people were really discriminated against, and instead of changing their names, they just became shitty too. They just also became shitty.
Well, I think kind of same. We do have it locked down for like the discriminated white people.
Right, yeah.
So I think that makes our experience relevant to all discrimination.
Sure, yeah. I love to get into
Should we get back to the show?
No. I was going to talk about...
We get to hear Centurions talk in this episode.
Oh, boy. The only critters on this realm worse at talking than us. The fucking Centurions.
I am... Okay, first of all, the way they talk is like if you were to be really drunk and try to do a bad robot impression. Yes. They literally talk like this. It's so...
They might as well have said, I am a robot. Beep, boop, yes. Like, that shit was funny as hell.
But it's very hard to understand them, and they didn't put any subtitles in, and I don't know anything that they said. I know they were speaking English, but I could barely understand them. Oh. Will you tell us what they said in their voice?
I'll tell you in my voice since you don't understand their dialect, dum-dum.
Okay.
They confirmed the kill, which was not a confirmed kill, and then said, let's go back. Basically, like, exactly what happened. I mean, you could use context clues, you fucking idiot. Which, by the way, we haven't talked about that plan that they had, that the humans had. Kind of funny. Kind of a funny plan, I thought.
Oh, go on.
Well, I like the fact that
Funny
part of the
plan
plan was to, like, pretend that their ship had been hit and then just float over to the big ship and just expect it to be empty, which it basically was. Like,
yeah, it worked.
There's another new character we didn't talk about, but I guess he's not even really worth it.
Are we talking about New Tub Lord?
No, the guy... I just looked at my notes. I forgot. There's the guy who's, like...
Oh...
The other guy on the ship with Shaw when they kill the civilians. Like, that guy...
The guy who's, like, part of the civilian. I think he was a civilian, too.
No. The guy that's... Like, the guy that tells Kane... He announces to her very giddily, very excited that they're civilian ships. He's like, it's 3 ships and they're filled with civilians. And then she's like, here's the orders to kill them. And he's like, but why? He gets very sad. But we don't ever see him again either, which is great. Like, why? Yeah, where did he go?
He probably explodes.
Explodes?
Isn't he on that ship that explodes? Don't they all explode?
Who explodes? What are you talking about?
Everyone explodes at the end of this episode.
No, man. He was in the flashback, the civilian ship flashback.
Oh, that's right. I got my timelines confused. It was hard for me.
But I suspect Kane we've only seen in flashbacks. And also not heard of until today, except for they talk about, like, Kane's legacy.
I see. Like, okay, what's a commendation?
Like a good boy treat, like a good boy award.
Okay, so then it only adds to my thinking Lee's on the shit list. Why is he being such a little fucking baby boy about the fact that she's gonna get a posthumous commendation? Who gives a shit?
Because I'm with him on this. Because she killed a bunch of civilians.
Yeah, but you ever think about how blood alone moves the wheels of history?
Oh boy, I guess you wrote that one down, huh?
I did. No, that's a Benito Mussolini quote.
Yeah, you wrote it down though. You have it written down somewhere.
I didn't write it, but I do have the word Hoshi !
Oh, good. That's fun. I think probably the only other thing that I have to say about this one is Adama twice mentions, like, do you remember at the beginning of the episode, Lee's like, what are we going to do this based on a Cylon legend? And then Adama's like, I was there. I saw when they made it. What's he talking about?
And then they also said something about, like, they're not going to do this to us again. So I think he's talking about, like, either, like, the creation of a hybrid or trusting a Cylon, like, maybe the making of a Cylon. Maybe they saw Cylon pop out of that tub. Remember how people were just popping out of that tub left and right, to and fro? Dilly-dally?
Yeah. Oh, we also didn't talk anything about, like, for some reason, Caprica 6 is in this episode, but just, like...
and she gets beaten up.
Yeah, but not really, we just see her...
I still feel bad for her. I mean, like, we haven't seen her do anything really shitty yet. I'm sure she's, like, shitty at the beginning of the series, but she's just really a punching bag for this show. Like, the entire final season. Yeah,
she really... And doesn't... Like, it seems like she's trying to redeem herself, and everyone's just like, fuck you. No way.
Think about it. So we're watching the show backwards.
What?
So you know. Yeah, we're watching it backwards. And we thought that it's like a regular occurrence for Adama to drink an entire bottle of whiskey and freak out. I guess that's just something that happens towards the end of the show. And boy, that sure would have a lot more weight if we were watching it properly. It's almost as though the show is meant to be watched in order.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they designed the show for this specific for us like this. Ronald D. Moore was like, some bozos are going to do this, and it's going to be perfect.
Well, yeah, well, you know Ron. I mean, me and Ron are buddies. I steal his money.
Okay, let's not get
that.
Back
Also, might
this.
Be a story that I cut.
It is. It absolutely is.
Stuff that I cut.
It absolutely is.
Oh boy! If you guys think this podcast is dumb, just keep in mind that there's stuff that I actually cut out.
Oh my god! Yeah, every episode we record is like 2.5 hours long, and we trim it to 6 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
But it's mostly just us going back and forth making sound effects.
Yeah, it's like a lot of.
Yeah, and I'm going bloop 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 bloop.
Yeah.
So there's usually about an hour of that. So just thank your fucking stars.
Speaking of thanking your stars, let's end this episode. Thanks everyone for your stars and for listening. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, just tweet about the show. Just retweet Wilder and I when we're talking about the show, or any of our other tweets, because we could just use the interaction.
Or you could Venmo us some money. That would be sick. That'd be sick, rad dope.
I would love for you to Venmo me some
money. Chill AF. You can follow me on the internet if you search for me. Hey, I opened an escape room. You should come to it if you live in LA. ESCrooms.com. Go to it. Book a game. I'll be there. I don't want to deter you.
You guys, on September 17th at 7:30 at Dromedary Bar, you can catch me doing Super Trash Bros, and they are going to be filming it for maybe a television show, which is insane. So, yeah, come to that and watch me have an actual meltdown while drinking tiki drinks. It'll be a great time.
Thanks for tuning in, and once again, we don't have time to give you Mike's phone number, but we'll get it to you next time.
Yeah, we'll get you next time.
Bye.
Bye.